Welcome to another episode of my behind the scenes, the music videos edition. I just went to Mexico City and I recorded 3 music videos. Back Into My Life, A Gangster's Wife, and Baby Don't Leave Me. I have been in this music industry thing for 20 plus years and I only have 2 music videos to my name. So the recording of these 3 videos and everything that happened to get to that point is extremely important for me, and I want to always remember this and treasure this for the remainder of my life. So that is why I'm doing these videos, and for anybody who might be interested in knowing what I was thinking about during the process and all of that stuff. On this episode, I'm going to be talking about the first day that I was in Mexico. But before I begin, I have to tell you a little bit of the backstory leading onto the first day so you can kind of get it more. I was going to be in Mexico for a whole week. So I knew that I wanted to try and get an Airbnb this time as opposed to getting into a hotel, because traveling here in the US and going on the road for shows and all that stuff, I always stay at hotels, and I don't always have the best experience at hotels because I get judged a whole lot. It doesn't matter what type of hotel it is, it's always the same thing. The feeling is not a nice one, you guys, when you get looked at some type of way and just all of that. Because I leave the hotels late at night. My shows are late at night, so I leave the hotels late, and then I'm looking a certain type of way when I leave. You know, I'm all dressed up, my blonde hair is it just adds that extra vulgarity to my whole look. And then I come back at 3-4 o'clock in the morning after a show. I sweated, my hair is flat, I just look like a mess, and you already know what they're thinking at that point. Not only that, but usually some of the same artists that do these shows with me stay at the same hotel and we arrive together. So picture me walking in with 4 or 5 guys. So I wanted to get an Airbnb this time, and I began looking into it. In Mexico, having air conditioning is not as common as it is here in the States. So to find a place, apartment, house, or room with air conditioning is not as easy as it is here. I knew that the place that I would get needed to have air conditioning. Is crucial deal breaker for my decision on where I'm gonna stay the night. Now, you know how some people need air conditioning to go to sleep. My need for air conditioning is deeper than that. When we first came here to the US from Mexico, we were staying in a converted garage. We lived there for many years. I just vividly remember the summers being really uncomfortable, and I vowed that when I got older and I had my own kids, I would never go through that ever again. I don't know what you would call that, if you call that PTSD, if you call that a childhood trauma. It's just a big deal, you guys. It's a very big deal. So I just want you to stress on that, because this is going to be a huge part of day one's story time. So when I started looking into the Airbnb, I made sure that the place that I found had air conditioning. I found this listing, and on the title it said air conditioning, you know. So I messaged the host and I asked them if they could please verify that the place had air conditioning, and also that I would be able to control the air conditioning, because I've had experiences in Mexico in particular where sometimes the hotels control the whole building's air conditioning. You don't have the chance to like put your settings if you want the room super cold or whatnot. No, the entire hotel controls it at a certain temperature. So if you're hot, you're screwed. They messaged me back. They verified that in fact it did have an air conditioning unit on the wall, and that I would be able to control it on my own. I said, no problem. The house that we have in Michoacan has a system exactly like that, and it works beautifully. This room was gorgeous. When I seen the pictures of it, I knew like this is where I have to stay. Aesthetically speaking, it was beautiful. I'm gonna insert some clips of the place, a apartment, and it was located in a really nice area surrounded by little restaurants that I could walk to. I went ahead and I booked it for the entire week that I was going to be down there. I fly out to Mexico.
Al Aeropuerto Internacional de la Ciudad de México. Para su información, la hora local, 8 horas con 25 minutos.
I get there at night And I messaged them because they had told me, you know, message us as soon as you get into town so that we know that you're going. They gave me all the rules and all that stuff. I took an Uber to where the apartment was located. I went in, there was a person at the entrance. They registered me in. I went up to where the apartment was at. I opened it and I went inside. It was beautiful. I found where the air conditioning unit was at and I turned it on. The first thing that I noticed was that the air conditioning unit was located in a very weird spot of the room. So it was not that I could push a built-in closet aside to make space for air to flow towards where the bed was at. I turned it on nevertheless, and I was just feeling some type of way, you guys. But I said, you know what? It's been off for I don't know how long. Maybe it's been days since somebody has been in here. Let me go ahead and leave it on, and let me go ahead and go get myself something to eat. In the rules of that place, it said that I would find a card that I would need in order to access the elevator going up and down. When I first got there, the person that was in the front was the one that used his card for me to be able to go up to where the apartment was at. I was supposed to find that same type of card inside the apartment. I looked and looked around. There was nothing, no card in sight. So I messaged the host again and I told him, I just got into the apartment. There is no card. Like, what do I do? Did you guys put it at a certain place maybe? Is it hidden somewhere? Let me know. Well, they weren't messaging me back and some time had passed. And I mean, it was already getting late. I got there like around 9. I hadn't ate since probably the morning that day. So I was super hungry and I said, you know what? While I'm here waiting for them to answer, like I'm just gonna go down and I'll tell the guy from the reception place to just buzz me up again. I went down there. I went ahead and I went to go get something to eat. When I came back, I let the guy know. I went back up. At this point, I get a message back from the host and they tell me, we're gonna look into it. And like that was it. Since I had already gone to go eat, it wasn't a big deal anymore. At that point, I said, you know what? By the morning, they're gonna tell me and it'll be good. I started unpacking some of the stuff, although I had a hesitation. The air had been left on since I got there and the room was still... I still had hopes. I still had hopes that it was just taking a little bit longer for it to get cold. I tried to tell myself it's not that hot. Just open the window. The thing is, it wasn't a cheap place either. It was the same as a hotel. So it wasn't even that I was just trying to cut the cost of where I was staying at. I went ahead and I opened the window. Within like 30 minutes, while I'm still prepping myself to go to bed, I start hearing a mosquito sound. Thing is, it had been raining the previous days. I'm thinking that that is why there was like mosquitoes very well and present. So I closed it. So there went that. I get myself ready to go to bed. I lay down. I wanted to rest. I wanted to sleep. From that moment on, all that I can remember is waking up every hour, tossing and turning on the bed, literally sweating. No, this is not menopause, you guys. After tossing and turning, it was like 5 something. I got up and I went to the couch. Like I said, this is a loft apartment, so everything is like right there. The couch is there, the bed is there. I figured, let me go and lay down on the couch because the couch is a little bit more positioned in a way to where the air was at. There I was, laying down there trying to get some sleep at 6 o'clock in the morning. I kept tossing and turning there on the couch. By the time that it was like 7 something in the morning, I knew that I needed to get out of there and that I would not be staying there the rest of the week. I went ahead and I picked up my stuff. I messaged the host and I said, thank you. I am leaving the place. I was super tired. I wanted to just get out of there, go find a hotel and sleep. Found a hotel that was nearby that had air conditioning, because trust me, I made sure I called the place. I was just so tired at this point that I did not think about check-in time. It was 8 o'clock in the morning and I was arriving at a hotel, and hotels have check-in times, which is 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I just didn't think about it. I was just wanting to get out of there and find somewhere where I could pass out because I was super tired. And if you know me also, you know when it comes to sleep and me, it's just as bad as the AC. I got into the hotel, nice hotel. I have zero complaints about the hotel. It saved me because of the fact that it had AC and everything. But when I got there and I found out, girl, check-in is until 3, so there's no rooms available right now and you're gonna have to wait there until check-in time. Picture me sitting in the lobby on the couch waiting for 3 p.m. I didn't have energy to go sightseeing. I had my suitcases and I just wanted to sleep. I was this close to crying. After being there for what seemed like a lifetime, the guy from the check-in comes to where I was sitting and tells me, we have a room ready. We go up to the little podium thing and he's checking me in. He says, we have an issue. We have your room available for tonight, but we don't have it available for tomorrow. But we have it available the day after tomorrow. You can stay here tonight. Tomorrow you gotta check out at checkout. Go find some other place that you're gonna have to wait until 3 p.m. to check in at. Then you can come back the day after tomorrow for the remaining of your days. I wanted to cry, you guys. But you know what? When I have been in situations worse than this, I have me la rifo. Went ahead and grabbed my stuff, went up to my room, threw myself on the bed. And was like, okay, let me figure this out. Like, what do I do? Went ahead and I went on the hotel's website and I pretended like I was gonna book from today to the end of my stay to see what would happen. And it was doable. So why was the hotel telling me that there was no rooms for tomorrow, but on their website it was telling me that it was? I went ahead and I called the 1-800 number just to double check, that I would be able to do this. I called and they told me that yes, that it was available, to go ahead and book it and just go downstairs and to tell them to add it to my reservation. I took a deep breath. I went ahead and I booked the rest of my thing and they said, okay, it's a done deal. After the issue was resolved, I was able to breathe and it was finally time for me to eat something. By this time it was already like 5-6 o'clock in the afternoon. I ordered Uber Eats because, like I mentioned, I was super exhausted. I did not want to go do nothing. It was at that moment when I vowed never again Airbnbs. I went ahead and I ordered my Uber Eats. They delivered it. I ordered fried fish. It was delicious. And then I said, you have a video shoot tomorrow morning, early in the morning at that, and you still don't know what you're gonna wear for these videos. I was supposed to have done that entire day, but due to all of this mess, I was exhausted. But I said, you know what? Just do it. You're here. This is a beautiful opportunity. You can rest after this is done, this is so worth whatever it is that you're going through, girl. Get up and find yourself what you're gonna wear for at least that music video that you got tomorrow, which was a Gangster's Wife. If you didn't watch the first video that I made about this BTS, which is behind the scenes, the days that led up to me taking this trip down to Mexico were full of stress and overwhelmedness. So I just threw in my suitcase anything that I thought could work as an outfit for these music videos. So when I got there that day, I started taking out the stuff that I had brought that might work for a Gangster's Wife video. With experiences like this is when you learn. I made the mistake of, in my head, creating this vision of what I considered the music videos from our genre to be like, which is standing in front of a car with a bunch of people behind rapping. So the outfit is usually, there's a lot going on, and that is what I was just thinking about. What I didn't remember was the most important detail of my whole music video journey situation, and why it had also taken a very long time for me to jump into music videos, even after having lost weight and all that stuff. I didn't want my music videos to be just me standing in front of a car rapping. I wanted them to have a little bit more than that, a little bit more of a storyline, because my songs are very dear to me, and I felt like they needed to at least show glimpses of the reality that I went through in those songs. The lyrics represented visually, even if it was a glimpse here and there. But that is the reason why I picked the team that I did to do these videos, because they are really good at that. When I started remembering that I would have to do a little acting scene in the video here and there, I realized that I had no clothes for that. All the clothes that I had brought were show clothes. What I call show clothes is things that I would wear to a performance, not acting clothes, everyday clothes. I had brought clothes for me to wear while I was there, like when I would go maybe to a restaurant or something, but it was clothes that was not in the best conditions, not in conditions for me to be in a music video wearing. And going shopping was out of the question at that point because of the time frame. So I had to make it work with whatever I had. So when I realized at that moment that I was gonna have to try to figure it out, it was a very saddening situation. But I knew that I would figure it out. So some of the outfits that I wore for these videos were outfits that were not meant to be worn for the music videos. One out of every 2 outfits from each video was an outfit that I just had to put together with what I had to wear during the acting scenes, because I just couldn't wear the show outfit acting it out. It was just too much. It was not real. How am I gonna be wearing a show outfit at home chilling with my man? I don't know. I needed something more regular. Whatever I had, I used as the secondary outfit, as the acting outfit. It was a learning experience, and I'm grateful for it. After realizing all of this, I said, okay, now I'm gonna do something that I had been thinking about doing already for a while. I wanted to go on TikTok live, and I wanted to let the people help me pick out what top and what pants, and to have an input from people that are probably more stylish than myself. I was super excited, and this was another moment. I say moment when something marks an end to something and a beginning to something else. That's usually an amazing change or something like that. Well, I had a moment at this point because I would have never been trying things on a live. That is exposing yourself to all your imperfections. That is being in front of the camera, super vulnerable. And I think this was like a pre to what I was gonna experience with the videos that got me even more comfortable to be in that situation. I turned on the camera and there I went. TikTok live, where you guys helped me pick the outfit for all these videos. This one came with a skirt, like a mini skirt, but girl, there's no way I'm gonna wear that. What I'm trying to get at this time around, guys, is I want to like wear like a bunch of, because I've never done that. And I see that all these girls that do videos, that's what they do. They wear like a bunch of like little accessories. That was outfit number 1. What I don't like about this filming setup that I have right here is the fact that the colors change so much. Like right now, you guys, the way that it looks beautiful. I love these tones, but then I don't know, the white balance or something just does something, but we're gonna roll with it. For the secondary outfit, the more acting outfit, I wore a tank top dress. And that was something that I was supposed to wear while I was there in Mexico. It was not something I intended to use for a video shoot, but that was like the more normal yet still a little bit sexy for the content of the video. But I didn't have any shoes either. I didn't go planning for that. So I had to wear regular sneakers with that dress, which I was okay wearing on my downtime. That's how I was gonna wear the dress, but not for a video. It was what it was. At least I was comfortable and I wasn't taller than the guy. That night I was so excited. I was tired, but I was so excited on what was to come. I went ahead and I went to bed, and that was that. If you want to know what happened during the recording of A Gangster's Wife that finally got to have a video recorded for it, stay tuned. Al ratos.